Welcome to my knitting podcast or vlog. This is episode 23, and if you're new here, I hope you like the content. It's mainly about knitting, and also sometimes I talk about crochet and or sewing, but today only knitting. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back, and I hope you have a lot of fun watching the video. And I would advise you to grab something to drink or something to knit or something to crochet or whatever, and then I will get started. By the way, I'm Marleen, and on Instagram you can find me as SunnySeaKnits, and as well on Ravelry. I live in the Netherlands, nearby the sea, with my family. Yeah, we have a different name for it in Holland. Gezin. So I'm sitting in the kitchen, and we also have a table where we eat in the kitchen, of course. And around the corner is the living room. And we live actually in a house that we bought 10 years ago, and it's built in the 1932, something like that. So it's an old house, and we had to renovate it totally. And we made the kitchen, and also the door. We found it in an antique shop, especially for doors. And yeah, that's it actually. So what I wanted to tell you first, of course, what I'm wearing is Novice cardigan by Petite Knit, and I think I made it in a size M. Not sure. I used Camaro Chestnut together with Kremke Silky Kit, and I made it before for a friend of mine in a size S, and now in size M. And I enjoy this wool so much. It's rustic wool, but it's very, very soft. And I will stand up a little bit. It's like this, maybe walk around a little bit so you can see better. And of course, I need to put on some buttons on my cardigans. I will start with it, really. Yeah. So it's now the second time that I say that, but I'm really going to do that. Last week I was a little bit sick. I had the flu again, so there wasn't much space for me to knit. So I will only talk about the Chestnut cardigan today. If you've seen the episode before, you know what I mean. And because I only got the chance to knit on that this week, unfortunately. But now I feel much better, of course. And I want to talk about another project that I already launched last Monday. It's the underpants for the dolls, and I created a pattern. The pattern, its name is Lotje, and you can find it on Ravelry. And it was difficult for me to ask money for it or not. And then I thought, but you put a lot of time in it. Even though it's a small object, it costs a lot of time. And so I thought I will just ask €1 for it. So it's like symbolic a little bit, but still a little bit. And also to support maybe my journey to become a designer. Yeah, I don't know if that's really my ambition, but for now I really enjoy making a pattern for Lotje. So this is the name Lotje comes actually from my doll from my childhood, which I had. And my grandmother, she made the little underpants for Lotje. So that's why I thought it was fitting to call the pattern Lotje as well. It's how you say, the yarn you can use is fingering weight, sock yarn or whatever yarn, but at least this is fingering weight. And it's knit up in a 2.2 25 millimeter needle, and for the hem there's a 2.0 millimeter needle, and for the crochet edge here is a 1.75 millimeter crochet hook needed. The difficulty, you need to know what a professional cast on is. Of course, that's not that difficult. If you know how to crochet, just search for a YouTube video, professional cast on, and you need to have the technique to increase and also to knit in the round. So I think it's like advanced beginner or something like that. Or advanced, maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure. But eventually it's a very quick knit. And so I hope you enjoy the pattern. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always ask me on Instagram. But so you know, it's on Ravelry, and I will put on the link down below. But that's it. But I wanted to tell you about it. Then I would like to tell about another project that I have in mind. Of course, the fingerless mittens. I would like to make a pattern for that as well, but I need to practice a little bit, just one more time, to see if I'm correct with my notes that I written down, and if it's okay. By the way, Lotje is in Dutch and in English on Ravelry, the underpants for the dolls. Then I worked on my Chestnut cardigan from Marie Wallin on the sleeves. I only need to make, this part on top of it. So of course I need to finish the flowers of this one, so it's only this, and then it's finished. And then I need to think about how I'm going to do the sleeves and to attach them to the body. Maybe I don't need to do it too difficult and just follow the pattern, but I like doing things difficult or doing it my way, stubborn as I am. I will put them on. Let me see. I'll just pull up my sleeve a little bit. It's much easier to put it on. Oh, look at that. I really am enjoying this pattern so much, and I like the color. So these are the recommended colors that Marie Wallin uses as well. Oh, look at that. I used those cords, and now they slipped off. Yeah, we're going to adjust that later on. But it's really pretty, and really such warm wool, British breeds from Marie Wallin. And I don't think it's that itchy, actually. It's actually fine and quite soft. Yeah, a little bit of an itch it has, of course. It's rustic wool. But I think my skin can handle it. And really looking forward that it's finished. I'm sorry, I'm just going to put on the slipped stitches on my needle. It's always easier just to put them back on immediately, because otherwise the color work really gets messed up, I think. I, by the way, use those small circular needles from Chaigu in the red pocket. And I find them very, very, nice and easy. It takes a while to get adjusted to them because I have large hands, and you really need to pay attention that you're not pinching too much. But now I am doing it more often, of course, with the roll sleeve and stuff, and other cardigans with fingering weight yarn. And actually I'm getting better at it, at the not pinching in my hands and the needles. So it's much more comfortable now to knit with that than before. Yes, so if anyone has any tips or advices about how to, make the sleeve, because the sleeve is actually attached at this side, so it's not a raglan, but more like this, more like a drop shoulder. No, not a drop shoulder, just a normal shoulder, I think it's called. So I could, of course, join in around with the body and then make the creases at this point, but I don't think that will be that nice. I think it really needs to have a seam as you see in this pattern. I'll show you. So there's really a seam at this point. So yeah, if you have any advices about that, please let me know, because I'm really a little bit confused what I shall do. Or maybe your advice is, Marleen, don't make it too difficult and just follow the pattern. That could also be a good tip. This is, by the way, I forgot to tell you last time, the book Wildwood from Marie Wallin. I also have the Meadow from Marie Wallin, the book. And I love this pattern. I would love to make this one as well. So I'm really, and it's knit up in Jamieson Spindrift Shetland wool, and I would love to make that as well, because it's also a little bit longer, and maybe I will make it a little bit more longer, that it will be a little bit more dress. But yeah, I love this pattern. So beautiful. I would like to make it maybe that the white is brown and that the color work is white. Yeah. But that's how you say, in my to-do list, my long to-do list. Yeah. So that's about it actually. I'm going to a knitting day in the Netherlands on Saturday. It's organized by Livia. She has an online web shop in the Netherlands. And she sells also yarn, but also notebooks, and also very, very nice cases to put all your haberdasheries in. And yeah, so really looking forward to that day as well. Maybe I will record some video material, and we'll have it next week in the video. And I'm really looking forward not being ill this week and just to have a little bit more time to knit. I hope you're doing well, and I hope this flu doesn't reaches you and you stay healthy and safe. And we'll have a lovely day and a lovely evening or a lovely night. And hope to see you next week again. Bye bye!